Hey all, so if you watch the last video, my exhaust filter was 100% full service required C dealer. And along with that came the service electronic throttle control, which is the nightmare code. But I bought the AlfaOBD software and the V-Linker interface, which did not work at all. So I returned that and I bought what they recommend, the OBDLinkMX Plus. Combined with that, it connected immediately. I set up the force regen, and after about 15 or 20 minutes, the exhaust filter was down 80% full as opposed to 100%. About 20 to 25 minutes later, it was at 60% full, but it still had the service required C dealer message. And you can see in this next photo that it was definitely working because there was an abundance of smoke coming out of the tailpipes. So I felt pretty confident that we were on the right path. Now this gets pretty hot, so they recommend that you lower the spare tire because it's really close to the tailpipes, especially if you're in a warm climate. It was like 55 out today, and I did it just to be safe so I didn't melt my spare down. So the software is the AlfaOBD, which has a ton of features. Not just a regen, but you can reprogram the PCM, the lighting, all kinds of stuff. I'm not even going to get into what it does, but the first linker that I bought or interface was the V-Linker, and it did not work for me at all. So I sent it back and I reordered the OBDLinkMX Plus. And once I plugged everything in, it actually showed up today. It worked immediately. I was able to get into the vehicle and I try to cheap out, but I don't recommend that. For what it's going to cost to buy the software and this linker, it's going to save you a ton of money, as opposed to taking it to the dealer. So this is a photo of after the fact, and the service required C dealer message went away. I couldn't even believe that it worked because that's not how things, roll in my life. Usually it's all downhill, but this actually worked. The light went out. I shut the truck off. I turned the key on. I cleared all the codes, started it, and I let it run for 5 minutes or so, and none of the codes came back. None of the messages came back that, I need to see the dealer. So when it shut off around 60%, I'm guessing that it was actually around 50% after the regen. So I'm sure it's going to regen again when I drive it next. I did not get the opportunity to drive it today because my plate was so full. But just a quick video to update, and it appears that it actually works. So I'm very happy with this, and we'll see what happens when I put some miles on the truck. At least the turbo is active again. It's not in limp mode, because of that service electronic throttle control code. And I'm pretty sure we're on the right road. Now, when you do this, a couple of parameters have to be met. Well, one for sure is you don't want to be below 60 degrees Celsius, which I'm not even sure what that is in Fahrenheit. But the software is in Celsius. So, and I did read also that you don't want to have a low count on your DEF fluid. So I bought a jug of DEF and I put that in, and it gave me almost 3/4 of a tank of DEF. And yeah, so far everything really looks good. Like I said, the lights went out, nothing came back after I cleared the code and restarted it and let it run for a bit. So I'm very optimistic that I'm on the right path. And for a total cost of the software was $54 with tax, and the OBD link was $139, no tax, free shipping from Amazon. So I'm into it for what, $190, $195 maybe, as opposed to taking it to the dealer and having them tell me that I need to do something that I don't need to do. So if you have any questions or comments or complaints, leave a message and I'll try to address them as best as I can. But again, I really feel that this is going to be the silver bullet and we're going to be good to go. So guys, enjoy your Sunday and we'll talk soon. Take care now.